Hey guys, how's it going? Wooxy Gaming here, and today I'm going to be showing you my Reign of Poison Season 9 set Amazon build. Now, this set uses the Aztec items to maximize your poison damage. I believe the Aztec set gives you 300,000 poison damage right off the top. Have to double check that, but it's around that, so it's really hard to replace this set in general, just because of the amount of poison damage it does give you. So keep that in mind when I'm going over the items. There's really not a lot of uh, diversity in the item choices that you can get for this build. The only real diversity you can do is between your weapon and your charm, is swapping for like the Shadow Fury and the Torch of Shadows. However, that still does not pull as much damage as going the standard Serpent's Tooth and Aztec Ward. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into the gearing. So like I said, the gearing's pretty simple. You are going to be using Lem runes. The reason why you're going to be using Lem runes instead of like Ox runes or something is this gear does not give you hardly any strength percent. So trying to stack strength is just going to give you horrible damage compared to stacking just pure elemental damage and going Lems. Same with like your hero levels. Just put all of your hero points into Ancient Power and get your elemental damage as high as possible. And with that said, we can't swap out the helmet, we can't swap out the amulet, we can't swap out the shield, and we can't swap out the charm. But the cool thing is that between the helmet, chest, and shield, we get maxed out on CDR. So getting 50% CDR on this build is fairly simple. It's as long as you have the items, you're going to get it. It's not like other builds where you have to stack Vaughn runes or anything fancy. It's you just need these three items and you're good to go. Um, with that said, you're going to be using the Serpent's Tooth with multi-shot. Don't use this with like burst shot or something. You do want the clear speed and the poison stacking with the multi-shot going around. It's really important, as you can see. Having multi-shot just increases your AoE a lot more compared to having like burst shot where you just be shooting a single chain of javelins. Now for the gloves and boots, we really cannot swap them out because these are the only two poison options available. However, the gloves are a really good piece for us just because they really fit all the niche that we really need. They give us energy, they give us energy percent, they give us max mana, and they give us mana per second along with attack speed, which is pretty much everything we need for this build to get rolling. Having all this extra mana on this item alone really helps because it allows us to free cast and allows us to gain more mana back compared to um, like going physical based where you're just spamming Spearnage and your Spearnage has a super high cost and you don't have enough mana, so you have to get mana leech. It's not like that with this build. Your mana per second is really high and your mana per hit is pretty high too, so you really don't have to worry about mana. One thing before we go into the talent points, I wanted to talk about how Envenom works along with your Master Poisoner. So with your Master Poisoner, um, as you can see, you can get up to 15 poison stacks per second. Um, each poison stack lasts up to 5 seconds, and it only lasts up to that point. As for example, you see the 15 stacks, it'll wear off. It's not like I can continue renewing my stacks. So with that said, the way Envenom works is it takes your current poison stacks and it does damage along with that. So it's not like you want to only get like 2 stacks and then cast your Envenom. You want to be getting like 10 to 15 stacks and then casting your Envenom so that you get maximum amount of damage out of it. So that's one really important thing you need to do as you're playing this character is making sure that mobs have around 10 to 15 stacks before you cast your Envenom, or else you're just not going to get all the damage you can. With that said, let's go ahead and get into the talent points. We're going to be maximizing our Master Poisoner and our Envenom, obviously, because that's how we get all of our damage. Yeah, That's all of our damage right there. We're not really worrying about damage from Spearnage, even though I do put the last 21 points into that. There's kind of nothing else to put points into unless you wanted to do into like Rebound. Um, it's definitely a viable option. I just personally prefer the tiny bit more damage on Spearnage. Um, and then for your other 25 points, you're going to be putting it into Feint. Obviously, you want Feint just because it will pull your movement speed above the 300% cap, so it's really good to use. Um, and as I said before in the video, you're going to be using Ancient Power for your hero levels just because it increases your elemental damage so much, and the Aztec gear gives you a solid 300% or 300,000 just right off the bat. So with 175 points put in, it gave me an additional like 250,000 poison damage. So you can really get your poison damage to scale pretty crazy on this build. With that said though, I'm going to go ahead and end the guide here. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave a comment or question below. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to subscribe, and I will start streaming. I'm really waiting for Season 9 / the Season 9 beta to hit before I start streaming, since there's going to be so much gameplay changes. It's really no point to start streaming right now. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you all have a great day. Thanks.